This looks exactly like a dog I once had. Same size and hair length. Hello. And now I know what his breed mixture is, maybe similar to mine. Okay, now let's get back to the business of democracy, number 17. I say business because the way Canada and most other countries, if not all, run their paradigms of democracy, it's related to business, not the, improving the human condition. I wonder if I should even be here today because I'm hearing some weird reports of things when I'm asking questions about, like campground water sources a lot warmer than usual from underground, and also a well at a coffee shop around that area or in the middle of that area ran dry in ways that don't usually. And we had the Alaska earthquake, which I think would be linked to a follow-up to this area. I'm waiting for data from Horn Lake Caves. I asked them a question, didn't get an answer, to see if they've noticed any abnormal water or geological activity down there. But anyways, I was supposed to walk really fast for this one, like Rick Mercer. And but I don't think you'll pay attention, even if it's less than 22 minutes for this vlog. So I wanted to say I'm still writing MLAs and MPs, and then also CCing ombudsmans. And you often get the automatic reply and then never anything after that. So I wonder who they represent, The other thing is they seem to be, as patterns from the last decade or more, be quite happy to be understaffed and get like volunteers and lose them and then complain, except they get a big amount of money to actually staff their offices, or they could put their own. I would put my own salary. I would accept, again, like I've said before, a minimum wage until I finish my 4 years, and then I would take the, the full pension. And in that time, of course, I would serve my area in ways that nobody else in Canada ever did, such as having enough staff and putting in really full-time work in a way that has no ulterior motives or special interests. And of course, I'd be assassinated or something in Canada for doing something like that is so different from the norm, making everybody uncomfortable. So they're kind of happy to be understaffed for some reason, and not putting the resources where there are passionate people or students, studying politics, that would realize this is what it's really like before you go in politics, and you can't change it from the inside. So don't be religious with that kind of mental illness. So they're not really known, eh? Like, have you ever noticed MLAs or MPs are not really known? And if you think you know them, even like if they're your neighbors and you've known them for years, you don't really know them. So isn't it weird that democracy doesn't allow us currently to really know who these people are, what they stand for, how they would react in certain scenarios, how they do, in ways that, let's say, if it doesn't impact an immediate member of their family, but just a general ideology about the future of, Canadian society, as we don't even know about it. I'd like to vote for all MPs, MLAs getting together and saying no more call centers or websites offered as contracts outside of Canada, because that's a lot of how we get our privacy tapped into, and we are in trouble with other countries. We make it so easy for other countries through, the lowest bidder, like BC Parks is about to do this, of our services. And of course, if more people want to work from home, and it seems like they do because they have no people skills, we don't learn that in Canada, is then just do these call centers where people can work from home, even in different ones, and to be directly through their home. Of course, you have to care about adequate technology and internet in Canada for people to have equal opportunity for these kind of jobs. And of course, it'd be also devolving, because there'd be hardly any people skills person to person with the people that just focus on these types of careers. And especially if they're studying psychology, like a PhD, and they're afraid to have a real conversation with people that might be slightly confrontational or slightly requiring conflict resolution skills or better listening skills, but they'll have a PhD in psychology or social work or counseling or something. It's pretty silly, guys. Yeah, so I'm not going to walk really fast like Rick Mercer, because I don't have regular access to a bathroom right now, and I don't always feel comfortable doing that kind of stuff until I do. As somebody with a great passion, as you must have known, there's more than 200 videos on just this one YouTube, and there's others in other places. I have a great passion for exercising my civic duty, which would make me both a great politician, but also a bad politician, not being able to do 4 years without being assassinated, right? So it's, if you define democracy that all these things I talk about are okay with you, then you are part of the problem, right? If you're not saying that there is no suitable candidates to vote for, right? So you go vote and you write other or nothing or in no category, no suitable candidates. And if Elections Canada doesn't have a rule in it where it says that the population that is supposed to have this voice, if let's say 70% of Canadians go vote and like 40% of them say no suitable candidates and things go through and continue business as usual, then you don't have democracy in Canada, and then you have to keep track of this. Like, guys, form websites, say I voted no suitable candidates, I voted, and then keep track, and if you don't get a response, then you have to go outside these MPs and MLAs, even if it's their closed offices because they don't want to staff them or have such low hours, and they keep blaming that it's you guys that don't apply for these jobs, even though they want to burn you out with volunteer work instead of paying you. Then again, who's part of the problem? It's the majority. So wake up, guys. Democracy is not defined in behaviors that you currently understand. So it needs to be defined with human thinking tools and the technologies of today and the issues of today, and it has nothing to do with voting for who's gonna win, like a hockey team or something.